let's head across to what the Adani Group has posted, and it's a landmark performance in the first quarter of FY26, with Group EBITDA exceeding 90,000 crore rupees for the first time. Now, this record is powered by strong growth across the incubating businesses like airports, robust performance from green energy and energy solutions as well. And you're talking about the port business. Somit is here to give us more. Somit, what are you picking up?
Well, a strong set of numbers reported by all the Adani Group companies in the first quarter of FY26. In fact, if you look at the combined EBITDA of all the listed Adani Group companies, it has crossed 90,000 mark for the very first time. And this has been purely aided by the incubating business, that is the airport business, which comes under Adani Enterprises. Apart from that, other strong performers include Adani Green Energy, Adani Energy Solution and Adani Ports. In fact, Adani Ports, Adani Green, Adani Energy Solution and Ambuja have continued to report double-digit EBITDA growth even in the first quarter of FY26. Now, if you look at the planned capital expenditure, that remains at around 1.5 to 1.6 lakh crore. And if you look at the EBITDA breakup right now here, for Adani Enterprises, the number stood at close to 16,500, which is a contribution of around 19% to the entire group. Adani Green at 12%, Adani Energy at 9%, Adani Power's contribution has increased to 26. The number stands at close to 23,430. Adani Total Gas contribution remains lower at around 1%. Adani Ports contribution stands at 23%, and Adani Cementation contribution stands at around 10%, and the number stands at close to 9,249. Now, the most important part coming in for the Adani Group is the lower debt cost. The cost of debt in FY25 has come down to 7.9% as against 9% that we had seen in FY24 and 10.3% that we had seen in FY19. Also, the leverage ratio has come down to around 2.6%, and the liquidity remains very high. In fact, combined Adani Group companies hold a cash of close to 53,843 crore rupees. Now, if you look at the credit metrics, in fact, that has also been improving. In April 2022, around 25,400 crore of debt, that is 48% of the total debt, was rated AA minus and above. Now, this number stands at around 95,700 crore rupees, which is nearly 89% of the entire debt of Adani Group companies, which stand above AA minus rating. So that's a positive thing coming in. Also, on the return ratio side, the return on asset for Adani Group companies is best among the infra players. FY25 ROS stood at close to 16.5%, and the gross asset data, that stood at close to 6.1 lakh crore rupees, aided by higher cash flows in the company. Now, if you look at the company-wise performance for Adani Enterprises, the incubated businesses of high growth part, they have successfully commissioned India's first off-grid 5 megawatt green hydrogen pilot plant. And nearly 7 out of the 8 under construction projects are more than 70% complete in Adani Enterprises. For Adani Green Energy, operational capacity increased by around 45% on a YY basis to close to 15,816 megawatt. They have added around 3,763 megawatt of solar energy, 585 megawatt of wind power plants, and 534 megawatt of hybrid power plants in the first quarter. For Adani Energy Solution, under construction total order book stands at close to 59,300 crore rupees, and they have also secured one new transmission project in the first quarter. For Adani Ports, the overall volume growth increased by around 11% on a YY basis to close to 121 million metric tons in the first quarter. And lastly, when it comes to the cement company, that is Adani Cement Ambuja, the present cement capacity stands at close to 105 million tons per annum, and they aim to increase this capacity by the end of this financial year to around 110, and they are they're well planned and well on track to achieve this guidance that the company had given earlier.
All right, thank you so much for getting us a quick update in terms of the first quarter of FY26 in terms of the Adani Group companies. Just a quick disclaimer, NDTV is a subsidiary of EMG Media Networks Limited, which is also Adani Group company.